hi, Easy.
Oh, what's up,
I
Pharaoh?
didn't
What's
even see you
good?
there. How are
I didn't see
you?
you either, except for the very bright, exuberant blue and white shirt.
So I'm repping my chest hair today
Okay.
because Barrett has decided to play the
Oh, let me. No,
game.
I'm just playing.
All right,
You
take
got
it
to You got to
off.
drop some real coin for me to do that. I
Ooh,
got
y'all hear
like a little fuzz. I'm not like Barrett, but
chat? Y'all hear it? Y'all hear what y'all need to do if y'all really want to see a show. Y'all, Barrett has entered the chat. Ding! Like, I need a. What do we need? What sound do we need for this update? Like, is
it's
it an applause?
motherfucking Waffle Wednesday. Every single time,
Wednesday.
Pharaoh, we get to a Tuesday, and I'm like, another chopped ass week. I don't even
Yeah,
want to do the update
yeah.
tomorrow. We're gonna drag it. Let's have some fun, anyways, with the kingdom. Fuck it, even if it's a terrible week. And we got another
We got another
motherfucking Waffle Wednesday.
one. We got
And
another
now I'm
one.
like the ancestors of Taylor, the ancestors of Latrice, the ancestors of Yash
I know that's
motherfucking
right.
Patel
I
come
know that's right.
through. Come through. I see all three of them like in a prayer circle, right? Like their ancestors in one big prayer
I know
circle.
that's right.
Like, get this motherfucking
Get it.
weirdo with his glasses and his septum and
Get
his
it.
super fan bullshit out of your bed. Get your 6'6", no NBA ass out of your
Damn.
fucking 7 week slumber
Damn.
and do something. And here we are.
51 days in. I do have some thoughts about what he's doing, but we're not there yet. Let's get there. Let's get there. Let's get there. Because the chat.
Before I just need, I have to
Go
say
for
it.
it.
A few people
Go for
mentioned in
it.
the chat. One of the few people in this entire kingdom that's been saying since week
You did
one,
say that.
I said I'm not a Barrett fan. I'm not a Barrett stan. I'm not rooting for him to win this game. He's not even in
Mm-hmm.
my top six, five left that I want to win
Mm-hmm.
this game. But don't be surprised if one day he wakes up and does something and I got dragged to hell and people have still been talking shit.
Yeah.
And it's still fuck Barrett.
It is
But
still
if
fuck
he
bear.
wakes up and flips this vote and that propels Taylor, Lala, and Yash into the jury
Period.
where shit's gonna get crazy and the
Period.
Icons game gets blown to shreds.
Period.
Just
I
saying.
I have to celebrate. That's the thing. The girl's still mad and da da da. I refuse to be mad for the rest of my life. I'm going to take this moment because the truth is I don't really believe it. I don't believe it. I don't really love even the strategic sense behind some of it. We'll get there. But I'm going to be happy for the moment that I'm going to be happy. Right now, Taylor's staying in all scenarios.
Period.
Why the fuck would I be mad? Like, I'm going to have to be
That
up for
part.
that. Y'all can stay mad. I'm going to be happy for now, and I'm Team Barrett for now. Okay, thank you. Let's get into this update, Easy. We got shit to
Let's
talk
go.
about.
Let's
No
go.
shade. And none of this shit was last night, y'all. As a reminder,
Go.
D is the head of household. She did nominate Drew, Taylor, and Lala. Lala won the veto, ate it up. And the renom has been Mallory. Yesterday, there was some information given about Mallory being the renom and et cetera, et cetera. However, the boys, Drew and Barrett, did not know whether or not Mallory was going to be the target, even though they probably should have. So last night, the only conversation I have is actually D talking to the cams. And D is conflicted about whether or not she should blindside Drew and Barrett with this Mallory eviction. Do I tell Drew and Barrett? Do I blindside Drew and Barrett? They're going to be mad, but won't they understand? She thinks Drew will understand, and she's not sure if Barrett will, but she trusts that Barrett will. And she might not have, she probably shouldn't have trusted that Barrett will, for being honest.
Yeah, this was the big topic of conversation, right? It's a big strategic conversation, which is nice to have a conversation about strategy and not about racism this week.
Amen.
Yay, strategy. Yay, big
Amen.
brother.
Period.
So that was fun. It's like, do you tell them that Mallory, who's like his biggest homegirl in the game, probably is going home besides D, which is funny because it's like his like number one girl and his other number one girl, and she's trying to take out his other number one girl.
Mm-hmm.
Do they tell him and just say like, we don't give a fuck, we've been punking you for 7 weeks, we're gonna punk you again? Or
Mm-hmm.
do they wait last minute, see who wins Blockbuster, risk another blindside, risk another messy lyric vote situation. That was a
Mm-hmm.
big part of the conversation up until tonight, and now there's bigger ramifications.
Yeah, even in the morning time, Dee immediately talks to Devin, and they're basically talking it out as well. Like, are they going to tell them or not? Devin's point of view is that they should just blindside them
Yep.
because in the world that they told them, and Mallory wins Blockbuster and stays anyways, now Mallory and potentially Drew, Barrett, and Melody are going to be going for them hard, where they could have just not said anything. Dee's perspective is, well, I mean, Mallory's coming for us anyways, and she trusts that Drew and Barrett won't necessarily turn against us because they know they need us, or whatever. And Devin's basically pushes back, and he's like, well, in your scenario, all four of them are still in the game because in the thing that you're allocating for is the fact that all four of them are still here. And if we're allocating for that, we probably just shouldn't tell them. So that way there's no repercussions for all four of them being here. And so Devin's is like, we might just need to blindside them so that way they never know and that they can stick with us if all four of them are here. I honestly see where both of them are coming from.
Yeah.
I think that Devin's was probably the right way to go, if that's. And I don't know that Devin's is the right way to go. This is what I think. I'll tell you what I think. I don't think they should have blindsided them, but I think because they waited so long that now it has became they should blindside them. I personally feel like they should have said it from the beginning, and they should have been open from the beginning. And this is Dee and Devin's problem, and Angela, you throw her in there too. All season, they come up with these plans last minute, or they don't decide to tell other people about the plan until last minute. All these vote flips are literally done on Thursday, which is so silly. It pisses people off. It tells people you've been lying to them the whole week. And then it makes people wonder, like, can I trust you or not if you've had this plan this whole time and you didn't say anything about it? And I think the problem is they probably should have just told Barrett and Drew immediately about the Yash deal. Even if you're just going to say it's D, just tell them. And then also about the fact that Mallory would have to be the one to go up. Don't do it after she's nominated and then you waited 2 more days and then you told us that she was a target. Oh, get the fuck out of my face. And they're finally facing repercussions.
I fully agree with the all or nothing strategy, right? Like, and I've always said this too, like, if I was ever in a game like this and I won HOH, either I'm telling people shit within 24 hours, 48 hours, whenever the renom is, or even before the renom. You don't necessarily need to do that, but either I tell them early in the week or I tell them last minute. Like this 48 hours, 24 hours before a vote is so messy because now they have all the people in FAP clocking them. They have people on Yash and them clocking them and being like, well, clearly if Mallory's a target, you all talked about this before. Like, this isn't week 2 or 3 anymore. We know y'all have been like plotting together. We saw what you did with the lyric thing. We're dumb, but we're not that. We're that dumb, but we're not that dumb.
Yeah, honestly. And I think the problem is that Dee is envisioning Barrett as a very close ally, and she still pitches him as someone who is very close to her and she wants to take to the end, but she isn't treating him like one. You should be telling him everything that you're thinking of. For this whole game, she's been leaving Drew and Barrett out of numerous of game chats. Barrett, I don't think, has noticed until this week, because this week has gotten a lot more obvious that he was not involved in the conversations about the Mallory situation. And it's irritating to him. And I feel like all game, they've been treating Drew and Barrett as others. And it's been surprising that Drew and Barrett haven't flipped up until this point, honestly. But it was bound to catch up to them. And honestly, it got to the point where I didn't think it would, because they've honestly acted this way the whole game. Barrett's now only getting upset because it's affecting him, his closest ally directly, which is Mallory, other than them. Now that's why he feels some type of way, when he probably should have felt some type of way when they were doing it to Drew, honestly, or just doing it to other people. Doing it in general is the problem. But it's finally happening, and it's affecting his game, and now he's finally feeling some type of way about it, which is valid. No shade. So Haley walks up. She comes up to Dee and Devins, and they all start talking. And Haley is telling them a conversation last night where Barrett made the reference that if Mallory were to win, she would put up the people who are his friends, which is why he feels like he needs to save Drew. Haley and Barrett were talking for a while last night, and in this conversation, this verbiage did come out, and it was like Haley and him both know they wanted to keep Drew because that's what Dee told them both to do at that moment.
Mhm.
And so they're talking about the situation, and they both kind of agree with this same sentiment. Barrett does confirm that Mallory would put up his friends and Drew would not, which is the reason that he wants to keep Drew. So this does happen. He does confirm that to her. So in this conversation, Haley is relaying it to Dee and Devins, and Dee is like, "Oh, well, I mean, there you go. That makes me want to take Mallory out even more because now this confirms to me that Mallory would probably target us, the three of us." Haley starts to try to push Taylor. She's like, "Well, I mean, y'all, I don't know, because do we want Taylor in the jury? Like, Taylor's the glue for like Yash." And Dee and Devins basically starts asking her, like, "Well, girl, is this emotional? Because I know y'all have y'all little beef going on. Is this an emotional move or is this a strategic move?" And he's like, "Well, I mean, Taylor could win and put us up." And he's like, "Right, but Mallory just got confirmed by Barrett. She would literally put up Barrett's friends, and we're Barrett's friends. And Taylor is better. I mean, Mallory is better at comps than Taylor. So is this emotional or not?" Good
The truth
conversation.
is, it's emotional for all of them
It is.
because it's this hatred for Taylor just keeps going. Either she lays in the pot all day or she's screaming and she's a banshee, and now she's playing
Or
the
she's
game
Danielle Reyes.
right, or she's Ashley Hollis, or and now Haley also said she's uppity or referred to her as uppity
Mm-hmm.
yesterday. So it's all emotional for the white folks in the house, for being real.
It is. And I will, like, in this conversation, Dee and Devins just go back and forth explaining to her, like, factually, there's a group of four, then there's a group of three. And then in that group of four, it's you literally just confirmed to us that Mallory would target us. And they keep kind of repeating what she literally just confirmed to them back to her. And this is what people keep getting caught up with Dee and Devins, because Dee and Devins are steps ahead of them strategically. Honestly, I think they've just played these games enough, because even Drew and Barrett, they were like defending why she shouldn't nom Haley. And because they were doing that, she used that against them as a reason to nom Mallory, because they have given her the defense as to exactly why she should nom Haley. And now Haley's just did the same thing. She's giving you the reason why they should put up Mallory and they should evict Mallory. And she's trying to argue against it, and they're just using her reasoning back with her. So she ends up folding, and she's like, "At the end of the day, I'm going to do what you guys want. So it doesn't matter. Like, I was just pitching ideas. I was just pitching the concept of Taylor. But at the end of the day, I'm going to do what you guys want."
But yeah, we
Eventually,
know.
literally, we all know.
And haven't we been saying since like they blindsided her and she's basically said fuck Dee and Angela? Those were her her number one and number two allies. They
Mm-hmm.
screwed her over, flipped the house, flipped the vote, blindsided her, left her out of it,
Mm-hmm.
essentially like put her in a corner and just let her sit there and sulk until they felt like they needed to use her again. And
Yep.
we've been saying that like she knows where home is, she knows where the comfort is,
Yep.
and it's not going to be with Taylor and Lala and Yash. It was never going to
Mm-mm.
be with them. She was always going to go back to them, and in the back of their heads, Angela and Dee probably knew that the whole time.
Yeah, I think they did for sure, and I think the only people that could have had the chance to pick her up are Barrett and
Yeah,
Drew, and I think
absolutely.
Barrett still has some type of like influence on her a little bit. We saw
Yeah,
later today. I think
yeah.
it's just, I think the issue is that you can't not work on someone and then try to influence them after not really working on them strategically. I think Barrett socially has done great with Haley recently,
Mhm.
but we see kind of like where she goes back to strategically every time. And that's because there hasn't been constant work. But I think if Barrett would have like strategized with Haley constantly and like actively pulled her in, like, we should be a two and we should work with something, I think it would be a lot easier, because he's a man. And she truly does prefer a man. And I hate to say it, but I don't at the same
Yeah,
time.
it's
But
the
anyway,
men. It's the men and the Karens, and that's the thing is like
yeah.
Angela actually has like feels some sort of connection to Haley, where because it
Mm-hmm.
probably reminds her of her daughter, whereas Dee doesn't give a fuck, like cannot stand Haley, but
Yep.
at least puts up a fake front to have conversations with her and bullshit enough to her face to try to just use her as a weapon in this game,
Mm-hmm.
which is again something that people like Barrett haven't been doing this whole time.
Yeah. So Drew comes in on this conversation, and the conversation shifts a little bit, but Haley starts bringing the conversation back. She's like, "Yeah, and honestly, when it comes to this, I just feel like it makes sense." And she mentions which they told her not to, the fact that Mallory would go in front of Drew, and then she talks about the four. Yeah, the four of them: Mallory, Barrett, Melody. Looks over at Drew, changes the conversation. she's literally like advocating against Mallory because of Drew and the four, and Drew's literally in the room. And it was awkward. It was. So that occurs. After this, Drew is now aware of what's actually happening. So he goes to Devon's and he's like, look, I mean, so it feels like maybe the vote is Mallory, and Devon's like, look, it's obvious. For me, my game, it makes more sense to get rid of Mallory. I feel like the Taylor drama is going to stay at the forefront and that we don't have to worry about her. And now Devon's is being honest with Drew about the vote. I will say Devon's and Dee never were truly worried about Drew. They always felt like Drew would understand strategically. And he does. Like, even in this conversation, he's like, honestly, I think you're right. I think it's time for me and Barrett to fully buy into the crossovers, specifically Barrett. Barrett might be upset, but he needs to just go ahead and cut her and let her go. Et cetera, et cetera. So he understands it. He agrees with it. And he's like, even though he's sad, he's just telling Devon's like, I get it. This is the move that we have to do. So there's that.
I think subconsciously too, Drew is kind of thinking, oh, now I get Melody to myself. Like now I can be
so too.
Like the person that's just manipulating her by myself the whole time. Like she's clocking him, so we'll see where that goes. But and it's funny because with the vets, it's like the fact that Drew is a snake, they know he's a snake to a degree because he's snaking his own FAP team. Like he's snaking those two girls. So it makes them mistrust him more within their own team. But it also means that they feel more confident that he will like take FAP out because they know he's a snake already. It's like this duality with Drew being a snake, which is hilarious.
It is. And also Drew and Mallory have the least connection in FAP, because even Barrett and Melody talked more than Drew and Mallory do. Like Drew and Mallory just are not close at all. And I remember he said like he thinks Barrett would choose him over Mallory. And that he wasn't like 1000% sure if Mallory's gone. Now Drew in his mind has Melody as his number one over here and Barrett as number one over here.
Exactly.
So Mallory going isn't as detrimental to Drew as it is to Barrett, and Drew's on the block next to Mallory. So like that's another issue. Like he's literally nominated. So I genuinely understand Drew's like perception of this now that Mallory's on the block. I will say like, how are you even on the block? Like he has so many other mistakes to worry about, honestly, that this one is like so minimal in comparison. Like you're literally nom.
Your alliance putting you on the motherfucking block should tell you everything you need to know. And like Barrett's not the one on the block, and he's still potentially flipping this vote. Not the person actually on the block.
Yeah, literally.
Wild.
So Barrett talks to, well, actually the four of them, Barrett, Dee, Devons, and Drew all talk in the gym. They end up in the gym together, and it just gets thrown out there. Should we talk about the vote with Mallory versus Taylor? And the conversation starts, and Devon's like, look, there's a lot of talk from the other people, Taylor and Josh and Lala and Haley. Like there's just so much talk about the four of you guys and how the four of you guys are so close. And I'm not gonna lie, even I get a little nervous about the four because it doesn't really make sense for them to move forward for my game. And I feel like for the crossovers as a whole, like voting out Mallory makes sense because I think she would target us. I think she would target the icons, and she's a better competitor than Taylor. He's putting it on the floor. Dee mentions even earlier, Haley let us know, Barrett, that you told her that Mallory would nominate your friends, which is the reason why you would evict her over Drew. Is that true? And Barrett's like, actually, she brought that up to me first. And Haley did bring it up, but Barrett also, in that moment, he confirmed it. So it's like, I think he just slipped up a little bit. He shouldn't do, and that's the problem. Mallory's nominated. Barrett and Drew have helped that happen. 1000%. They have 1000% tipped Dee off over and over and over and over again about the fact that she is potentially after Dee and the icons. They continuously tell her information about that. Or, it was them flipping the vote. Shut up. You actually don't have to say anything, actually. So it's like when they say these things, it's clear that these people aren't going to be loyal to them, or at least were not at the time or aren't at the time. So y'all have done the work to put them in this position. So I feel like it's like, in a way, Dee and Devins are being real. Like, we know they're coming after us. That's true. Mallory does want to put them up, you know? So I get it.
No, Dee targeting Mallory this week makes sense in a lot of ways strategically. I think, to your point earlier, it's just the way she does it. Like, the way you go about, like, if you're going to target your allies out close, especially for Barrett, your allies closest ally, you can't just, I mean, you can keep punking them, but like sooner or later you have to think a little bit deeper about not just but the jury vote and what that's going to look like long term for you. And I feel like I think she's just hasn't been adaptable enough to the way she approaches these conversations. And I think she's getting tired and frustrated socially because as of now, they would have been like, what, 2 times? They would have been through 2 Survivor seasons, basically, at this point in the game. She keeps saying, I'm tired. I want to be left alone. I'm tired. I want to be left alone.
Yeah.
People keep coming into the HOH room all day, all night, and she's irritated and just like in default mode, like telling people what they want to hear so they go away.
Yeah. And also the whole issue with what's happening with the potential flip of this vote is that I've said it every fucking HOH. You should be nominating with the consideration of who your target is. Yes. Don't just put up Drew and Lala and Taylor willy-nilly. Think about who are you targeting this week and then make sure that's the right nomination set for you. Yash fucked that note up last week by putting up Haley. It's constantly happening in the season where they're just nominating people and they're not considering their target. Drew could go home, which I don't know if that's the right move for all the people involved, but Drew could go home because Dee nominated him for absolutely no reason. You should not have put him up. So, girl, and good luck to you.
To your point, and what I keep saying since week 1 is like, I don't care what stage we're at in the game. If I ever had power, if I ever had HOH, I'm putting up 3 expendable people, period. Like, no fucking pawns.
Yeah.
No way that, like, there's too many things that change. Like, if you know that a fucking Diamond Power veto could be involved in this season, like the 1000th episode, like some crazy twist is going to happen tomorrow night, which we'll get into
on your HOH week, girl. Be careful.
Like, you know, there's powers floating around. Like, they keep talking about the time warp shit. Like, there's just too many like things that could go. And you already know how production operates because you've been on these shows before. You know they could ask 2 or 3 questions and word it a certain way and it could flip things. It's happening right now, right under their noses. Putting up Drew is insane to me.
Yeah. And someone in the chat says, I don't think Dee cares if Drew goes home. That's the fucking problem.
That's the problem.
Exactly. Drew is further up her ass than Barrett is. Confirmed this week. Like,
and you can even argue more than Haley, because if they screw Haley over again, she'll be mad at them for at least a week.
She couldn't shit Drew out of her if she wanted to. Like, he quite literally loves it in there. It's warm inside of her body. So I just feel like he whoa, that was crazy. That was crazy. But like, also seriously, like he genuinely does not want to leave her side or Devin's or like he refuses. So it's not a good move. It's silly. She could have at least put up Melody. Like, girl, like you have options. You could have put up Melody from the beginning. It's so many other people. It just she shouldn't have done it.
And Devins keeps saying like the last few hours how stressed he is. It's like, yeah, because your number 1 ally put up your alliance member. Like, just put up someone expendable. Like, and then it's like if people flip, well, at least fuck it. At least somebody expendable goes home. Like, worst case scenario.
So, it's a long pause after Dee and Devin speak. Drew even chimes in here and there. He's like, honestly, we're still with you guys. And I'm sure I can speak for me and Barrett both. We understand exactly where you're coming from. We knew we'd have to chop Melody and Mallory eventually, right? There's a long pause. Yeah, and Barrett is like, damn, this sucks. He's like, I get where y'all are coming from, but I mean, I could have just won the HOH myself. Like, I can't help but feel a little bit burned. And another thing about Barrett, baby, why didn't you win the HOH? Like, you can't keep doing this over
and Mallory, and fucking Mallory threw it, and now she's
Mallory
might go home. It's crazy.
Mallory. But my thing is, Barrett, okay, unless I was just gonna say unless he's delusional, but he is a little delusional. That's the problem. In my mind, I was like, Barrett should have known Dee about to win the HOH is not great for Melody or Mallory. I don't
Yeah.
know what even in the world that one of Yash, Taylor, or Lala, if Yash, Taylor, and Lala were all nom, one of them winning the veto means Mallory goes up, period. You know she's cool with Haley. You know she's not putting over a crossover. You know she's not targeting Melody. Mallory was always at risk for D's HOH, even if she put up Yash. So that's why I don't know. His decision is truly he was playing and we'll see what happens, but he's been extremely passive up until this point. So it's like now that he's trying to be active, you're doing this at the last minute where now your options are your number one ally or your number one ally. Two people who would have took you to final two are your two options in this moment because you've waited so fucking long to do something. And that's the problem because he had no reason to throw. He also had 3 easy noms and a 4th easy renom. He's chilling, but hey.
And it's worse for Barrett because he's a super fan. Like, did you watch? Like, I genuinely need to know. I'm pretty sure he's talked about Survivor 45 and 50 at some point. If I'm not mistaken.
He has.
Can you imagine? Like, you've watched these people play. Like, you've podcasted about these people play. You know how they are. Like, you watched the 2 of these people on Survivor 50 like a few months ago, and you know how cutthroat they are. And D is a fucking champion. Like, it's insane.
I don't know. I don't. So, yes, he's a little burned. He says I'm even burned with the fact that Drew's up. Like the fact that Drew and Mallory up. It's like I feel a little burned by that. I don't understand that. And then why make an alliance last week if we're just going to turn on it this week? Barrett segue. He keeps saying this, and it's kind of surprising to me because I thought he knew they were only making the alliance to mitigate the fact that the Diamond Power veto was used. I didn't know that he thought it was real. I don't know why I just assumed. I don't know why I thought that, but in my mind, Barrett and Drew were fully aware that, the Diamond Power. Thank you. In my mind, and maybe I'm crazy. Easy, correct me if I'm wrong. I just assumed once the Diamond Power veto was played, all of them knew that was why the alliance was made. Maybe that's a wrong assumption for me, but he thought it was real, which is crazy.
I think Barrett was hoping it was real, but part of me feels like he's almost using it. Like, part of me is like, I think it's like 50-50. Like, halfway he's just delusional and too passive and was fine being a passenger princess in this game. And the other part was like, it's an excuse to be upset that Drew's on the block and that Mallory's on the block.
Barrett is someone who, and a lot of people do this, it's not just him, but I've noticed he's someone who things all of a sudden are real when it benefits him, even if he doesn't believe it. Because I remember he said like Drew told him that Mallory and Melody still want to target the icons because that Mallory and Melody think that him and Drew were in an alliance with the icons, and Barrett was like, we were all in an alliance with the icons. And it's like, okay, girl, like now this is the
mosh pit. Yeah,
it's fucking mosh pit. Which, I mean, hey, real, as he should. So he says, he's like, honestly, y'all, look, y'all can do what y'all want. Either way, I'm not voting out Mallory. So there's that.
Period.
Should he have tried to convince him to vote out Taylor here? What do you do here?
You fucking fight back when Drew's going on the block. Like,
that's true.
My thing is like he never pushes, and that's why like we've never had confidence in him actually making moves because he never wielded power. Like, you can have influence week in week again. If you push, if you have an agenda, you make it known, you put it on the floor, and you continue to tell your allies, I'm not cool with this. I'm not cool with this. This is a bad move. This is a bad move. At the very least, then when the vets are meeting by themselves without you, they're constantly having to address it. Barrett's not happy. Barrett's not happy. Should we make this move? It's gonna piss off Barrett. Now the Drew nomination. Do we backdoor Mallory? That's gonna also piss off Barrett. So it's like, even if it doesn't go your way, at least they're considering like your thoughts and feelings on it as like a trusted alliance member.
Yeah, I think you're so right about the Drew thing. Like, I think him pushing back on Drew was very important because that's the biggest problem. It should be Haley or Yash on the block instead. Like, it shouldn't be Drew, Mallory, and whoever. And then in that world, there's just so many more options for him that he doesn't have to be as stressed about it. So you're right. That's the problem.
Especially because Haley is so delulu that they could do the same thing they did to Drew, put her on the block and still pull her back in the week after because she never wants to work with the other side.
Yep, exactly. So Devins also brings up, he's like, also, I've had to do things that aren't good for my game too. Me and Kamu were very close. I just backdoored him. And I've taken the team for the crossovers as well. D even mentions the fact that they've blindsided the what is it called? The red corner. Like they're just talking about all the things that they've done for the alliance. I will say, like, Devin's example, it's like, well, it sounds like everyone's doing a lot for D's game, if you ask me.
Yes.
Because between Mallory going and Kamu going, that directly helps D's game and not yours, not Barrett's, not Drew's, kind of Angela's, but barely.
It's like maybe there's a reason there's only one champion in this game.
No
shade. To say, like, the thing is, like, so much of this comes down to like being audacious, right? Like, out of all three, like, Devon's probably thinks his public persona is audacious, but D is actually the one that's willing to make the most self-interested move.
Yep.
For her before
100%.
anyone else, and not give a fuck how anyone feels about it. Like, every conversation she has, Colleen Barrett, is super fake and super awkward. And like, I like the gameplay. Like, the interpersonal stuff is pretty nasty on many levels, but hey,
yeah,
we have to be like, take a flower for being self-interested.
Barrett also asked, was Mallory the target before the veto was even used? She was, and D was like, no, like, I didn't even know until the veto was used that's what I was gonna do, and yada yada yada. Angela ends up coming in. Drew starts crying. She coddles him a little bit, and then the conversation kind of fades. People start walking in. So after this, Barrett goes to Mallory. And he tells her about a conversation he had with Devins. And he's like, yeah, me and Devins talked. He basically confirmed my suspicions. He's like, yes, other people are worried about the 4, which tells me that he's worried about the 4. People have also, like, people are now aware of Devins's verbiage. Like, when Devin says other people, he's just talking about himself. So
took 7 weeks, but you got it. Congratulations. Right. Take a cookie.
So Barrett is like, yes, they're saying in the case of you and Taylor, you're the bigger threat. And Mallory's like, ooh, that's really bad. Like, that's really bad. And he's like, yeah, that is really bad. That is really bad. So they agree. It's really bad. Mallory goes, she tells Melody the tea, and Melody is fucking pissed, as she always is.
Bro, what the fuck, bro?
What the fuck,
like,
bro?
Dead ass, bro.
Drew
no
always
cap.
does this
like,
shit. Where the fuck is Drew at?
Fucking gangster lean, bro.
Please. So I will say, at least in this moment, they come up with some type of fucking strategy, because they talk about how Haley could be the vote to flip if they have anyone to flip, because Haley does not like Taylor at all. So, and that's true. And I think this is a good strategy. And Melody encourages Mallory. She's like, you should talk to Haley for sure. We need to just try to give her some type of information, encourage her to flip, because Taylor doesn't even like her and she don't even like Taylor. Which is true. I agree. In the meantime, D talks to Angela. And D is going to Angela because she's like, look, I know Barrett's a little upset. I'm glad that he straight up told me he's upset, because that means that he trusts us enough to tell us that. And I just need your help to like reiterate to him that I turned on the red corner because I had to get rid of my allies the same way he has to get rid of his allies. The reason this doesn't really work is because she told Barrett she hates them. And not even just told them, it was true. She genuinely did not like the red corner. So when she's like trying to come to Barrett about this, it's like Barrett felt like it was not, like, that's not a real relationship. Barrett knows you don't like them. Barrett knew you never liked them. You were never truly allied with them. They were never really your parachutes. You never really cared for those people. And then you decided to turn on those people for no reason, actually, during their HOH.
And blindside them.
And blindside them.
For no reason.
And I didn't take them out. You were taking out Mallory like when you're the HOH. So it's just so many reasons why it doesn't work.
But Pharaoh, it's fun. Let's have some fun. Let's just like let's just flip it and see what happens. No one's gonna be mad. Who cares?
Child. D also goes to Devin. She says the same thing, and she's trying to encourage him to do the same, which is like advocate for her. I will say Angela and Devin did not go to work quickly at all, because shit starts going down and they ain't nowhere to be found for a minute. I will say Devins has constantly told D that she is not aware enough at how upset Barrett and Drew are at her, and she keeps saying like she didn't care. And I love her like attitude. I feel like it's fun, but strategically you should care, and then you should also understand enough. Because I said this, I want to say the last update, I was like, even if Barrett isn't mad enough to flip on you, which girl he is, I didn't know that. But even if he wasn't, he could have been mad enough to not vote the correct way, or convinced Haley to vote a different way. Even if he just left it at the vote, that's still not good for you, because now he could potentially convince someone to keep Mallory, and now Mallory knows everything you're doing, even if Barrett himself wasn't targeting you. But now he actually is, as of now. So, girl, you really should have gave a fuck. No shame.
And that's why it's like, again, she's the most cutthroat person on that cast, and it's not even close. Like, Devins is like pulls his stunts and his without the idols and the coin flips. Devins is just like a solid player, like who has decent reads, but he's used to playing from the bottom, so it's almost strange seeing him play from the top. And same as Angela. Like, I feel like a lot of Angela and Devin fans are like, they're fans because most people you find rootable when they're at the bottom, and that's just like, if this whole game was flipped on its head, and let's say, for example, like Lala and Yash were like trading HOHs back to back, and they continue to have HOH itis, probably more people, if we're being really, really, really honest with ourselves, more people would be rooting for the vets if they were playing from the bottom the whole time.
Yeah, that's 1000% true. We just saw Rachel. She was way more rootable. Like, so many people were team Rachel because she was, in a way, playing from the bottom. Like, she was playing against the grain. And it's just much more endearing. Even Sari, dare I say, like, she was a lot more rootable for after the flip happened, for me at least. Before then, I was like, you know what? Let's shake some shit up. No shade.
I never felt that way, but I understand.
I understand. Thank you. So Barrett quickly talks to Yash. He'll talk to him a lot more later on. But in this conversation, like, the icons want to keep Drew no matter what, and they want to evict Mallory no matter what. Yash did not know this yet. He kept trying to talk to Dee all day. He kept knocking on her door and ringing her doorbell, and she never answered. So she never had the time to clarify with Yash that Drew is who they want to stay. But Yash did know that Mallory was the target, but now he also knows that Drew is the person that they want to stay the most, which Yash wants Drew to go the most. So he doesn't love that. Put a pin in that conversation. They'll loop back around. In the meantime, Taylor campaigns to Angela. And honestly, it felt like a good campaign because Angela started like truthfully engaging. She's like, look, I'm going to be real with you. I'm concerned because who would you nominate? Like, I would love to keep you, but who would you genuinely nominate? And Taylor's like, truthfully, I'm more worried about the people who are in the middle, the people who are playing both sides. I know that's how you play the game, but that's something that I don't really love. And I'm more concerned about them than I am about you. And she also follows it up with, I know we had the thing with Dee and Lala and you, but honestly,
the Honor Society or whatever.
The Honor Society. And she's like, but honestly, you're the one that I want to work with the most of that group of people. I don't really necessarily want to work with Dee and Lala, which, crazy enough, she might be being a little bit honest.
Yeah, and that's why Taylor's such a fun player to watch when she has any space from these people to talk strategy, because even when she's bullshitting people, she finds ways to sprinkle truth into it, and like, it comes off as very genuine. And it's almost like, because she spends so much time to herself and not talking to these people most of the time, when she does finally say something of substance, it's like, but then it's like she says something and now she's too smart. Now she reminds me of Chelsea. So it's like, either you're in your pod all day or you're
Chelsea
Mayhem or Ashley.
Literally.
Like, there's no in between. But I did like this pitch.
Yeah, I did too. It was good. Barrett talks to Drew, and this conversation might have been the nail in the coffin, honestly.
Yeah.
Because Barrett is ready to talk shit. He's like, bro, this is stupid as fuck. This whole week is dumb as fuck. What Dee's doing is dumb as fuck. Why the fuck did we make an alliance in the first place if we were just going to turn on it? Why the fuck is two mosh pit on the block? I don't understand. And Drew is like, I mean, it's fine, because all this means is that they have to die. And by them, I mean Taylor, Lala, and Yash. And Barrett is like, okay. Bro, Drew does this thing where, like, the conversation is regarding something totally different. And then he'll solidify it with, like, exactly. That's why Taylor, Lala, and Yash gotta go. What the fuck are you talking about?
Man, I hate them. He keeps saying, I hate them.
He does.
I'm like,
he means it.
This dude literally has hatred in his heart. Like, there's a lot of people with like subconscious like bias and like microaggressions, but
Mm-hmm.
Drew actually has like violent like hatred and violence, because then later he also talks about like tackling her
He
during like the
does.
blockbuster
Yeah.
competition and like putting his
Holding her
hands in her
back.
eyes, yeah, so she can't see. Like
It's like,
it's
what are we
just
doing?
it's nasty.
What are we doing?
It's nasty.
So there's that. We move. Barrett don't give a fuck about that. Right now, he's mad at D and them, and Drew's not clocking that. He doesn't understand. But he's like, you know what? We should let them know, the icons know that we're with them. We should definitely do that, and we should just vote out Mallory. Like, we have to. We have to just vote out Mallory. We don't want them to break a tie. Barrett's like, I mean, she should have to break a tie. Who gives a fuck? She should have to break a tie. We should make her have to break a tie. What the hell? And Drew's like, no, I mean, we shouldn't make her break a tie. We should make them trust us. Like, and I just feel like it sucks because I just got in the good graces with the crossover, so I don't want to ruin it. What I will say is, I'm not against Drew's idea of, I just got in good with the crossover, so I don't want to ruin it. I think that makes sense because he's been on the outs for so long. I just wish he would have flipped it, but because he didn't flip, because he decided to stay with them, I think in his game, for his game, he's right. I think he does need to make sure that he isn't going against them, and he's nominated. So I genuinely understand why Drew feels like he shouldn't be tying the vote and making her vote out Mallory and going against it and not agreeing to it. I think Drew is correct for his game. Barrett does not like this at all because he feels like Drew should be feeling like him. Bitches, fuck them. We saving our girl Mallory, and it is what it is, and she gonna have to do what she have to do. I will say, although I understand why Barrett is getting fed up, I don't think his expectations of Drew are realistic. I don't think it's realistic to expect Drew to say, fuck it, I'm tying the vote, and D's gonna have to break the tie to save Mallory while he's on the block. Barrett is being very, for lack of better words, emotional about the situation. And I think he's just pissed, he's upset, he's angry, and he doesn't really like Drew. To be honest, he never really liked Drew. We've seen it throughout all of his commentary throughout the season.
And really, the people that do like Drew have serious issues, if we're being real.
No shade.
Like,
but I will say, no shade in the house. I don't even think anyone in the house, like, other than Haley.
And that tells you a lot.
And that tells you everything you need to know, because I don't know that D and Angela Devers really.
No, it's true, because like Melody's pissed at him. Like basically everybody's pissed, either pissed or sus at him at the same time.
Yeah, it's bad. So there's that conversation, and that's very important because it does irritate Barrett a lot. After this, Melody ends up talking to Drew. She was actually on the phone with her mama. She was crying, screaming. Melody has been gutturally the last couple of days. Like, she is over everything. It's a lot. But anyways, she's crying to her mama. She gets done. Drew walks into the gym. They do this every day at this fucking point. And she's quietly sitting, or she's angrily sitting there. And Drew is quietly sitting there. And then he asks, how much do you hate me? And she says, I don't hate you. I'm just irritated. I don't understand you. I don't get you. I don't get it. And Drew's like, I don't get it either. And he's like, no, I don't get you. I don't get you. I don't get what you're doing. I don't get how you're moving. I don't understand what you're thinking. And Drew's like, well, what do you mean? And she's like, I mean, I said it pretty clearly. We're not in the room. Conversation changes. But Melody has fed up with this man for days. I wish she would just drop him. Please, a victim. Please.
Pharaoh, this was such a relationship argument, right?
It's like, so relationship coded.
I'm not mad. I'm irritated. I just don't get you. I don't understand. Help me understand. It's just like, then he walks away and she talks shit to her homegirl about him. It's like classic relationship argument.
I need her to get rid of it. Get rid of it. Taylor made the comment. She said, she was talking to Yash, and she's like, honestly, if Odie votes out Drew, that might free her. And she's right in a lot of ways. That honestly, and girl, let's not get too far, but I'll just put my prediction now just to have it here. I genuinely think Melody's game would skyrocket if Drew leaves. I genuinely think she would be a much better player once she's not worried about him and he's out of the game. So if she votes him out, she could go back to playing. She literally has stopped playing since she started spending the night with him every night. When she got nominated, She was spending the night with him every night, and ever since then to now, she has halted her gameplay. I genuinely think if he leaves, she would start playing again.
Yep.
But we won't know him until she votes him out. So
It
there's that.
truly feels like an abusive relationship where it's like one-sided, where he has like this power over her, and now she's starting to recognize it. But it's
Yeah.
like you've been together almost 2 months at this point.
Yeah.
And it's like you've isolated yourself. Your friends keep telling you like you should leave him, you should leave him. You
Mm-hmm.
can't trust him, and you keep telling yourself, "Oh, but like he
It's that
cares about
Stockholm
me. He
child.
loves me." Yeah, exactly.
She got to break free of that
And
Stockholm.
it's also like she can yell and scream, Mallory can yell and scream, Angela can yell and scream. And it's like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
that's just them being them. So kooky. Nobody says they're gonna blow up.
Clock
They're
that tea.
aggressive. They're scary.
Clock that
Like,
tea.
nope,
Clock
that's
that
just for Taylor and Lala.
just for them. It's reserved.
Yes.
Lala talks to Devins and she's crying. She's crying and she's upset, and she says she feels like some days she has things in control, and then sometimes it's the completely opposite. It's off the rails. She doesn't feel like she has anyone in the house. She says it's very different than real life, because in real life she feels like there's a connection and she can find something. And even her kids are the same age as a lot of people in here, but in here she just feels like it's harder and harder every day. She's crying, and honestly, like I just wish she was crying to somebody else, because Devins is the op. But Devins tries
talk about her.
He doesn't. He tries to console her, and I feel like everyone feels that, and you're not alone, and yada yada yada. It just, I know what Devins really thinks, so it feels icky to watch. But she was genuinely upset, and apparently she pulled Angela and had a similar conversation as well. And she's just genuinely upset at how she's going about the house and no one really engages with her, because Melody does not like Lala. Mallory, Drew, and Barrett don't talk to Lala. Barrett talks to Lala when Lala talks to her, and that's only as of 2 days ago. The Haley doesn't talk to Lala, and Devins, Angela, and Dee don't talk to Lala. The only people who talk to Lala are Taylor and Yash.
That's it.
And sometimes when Taylor and Yash are talking to her, they're irritated with her because they have to talk to her all day, or they only talk with her all day. So there's that as well. It's like, girl, it's bad, and I feel like she just feels lonely, and I understand it. So that sucks.
And Angela has tried to maintain that relationship, but it's like so obvious that Angela doesn't care about her in a game sense. So it's like, it took her a while to figure that out too. But that does make me nervous, because Lala's a comp beast, confirmed. So if she wins another HOH, which she will tomorrow night, yes. Let's manifest that shit.
Period.
Like, will she nominate Angela? Like, I'm nervous she wouldn't.
I think this potential Drew move would help that, because it's we'll get to it, but they want to make an alliance. And if you make an alliance, that changes things dramatically. But honestly, she's probably still nom Haley. She'll probably just do Drew, Devins, Dee, and Haley.
Yes.
Which,
and they're talking about not even telling Lala about the alliance or the vote. Probably.
Yep.
We're probably gonna get another Ashley and Will, where they're telling her in the voting, right before the voting booth in the hallway.
I personally think Angela has done the best job of the icon socially. So if she's rewarded with not being nominated because of it, I'm just going to have to let her have it, honestly. Because I feel like, why don't Dee and Devins talk to Lala? Lala is begging to make a relationship with Dee and Devins this week, actually. She's constantly talking to them, and they kind of refuse it. So it's like, if Angela's rewarded over you, that's what y'all get, losers. I wish she would just put them all up, though. Oh, my God, because Josh can't do it.
Yeah.
So
I keep forgetting about that.
I really wish she would. And hopefully someone just pushes really, really hard and just pushes her to do it. But I don't know that she will. And I don't know that they'll feel good about it. Like, they know she's close to Angela. So I think they would even feel like, it's weird to tell her to put up Angela, which sucks. But hey. So after this, Barrett talks to Dee. And this is their first conversation after him hearing the news. And Barrett is like, look, I can't say I'm surprised that y'all are doing this. I just wouldn't be a good ally to Mallory if I didn't push back on it and if I didn't do anything about it. And he's like, yeah, I mean, it's hurtful for me because I love you. And it's hurtful for me because I'm hurting you. And I don't want to hurt you either. And, you know, I know you feel burnt. You said you felt burnt by the Drew and Mallory thing and both of it. Like, tell me more about why you feel burnt. And Barrett's like, yeah, I mean, I think I pushed back on both of those things because I didn't really agree with it. The fact that we formed an alliance and two of them are on the block, I don't really understand that. And Dee's like, well, I wasn't going to just go against the alliance. It's just I didn't trust Drew, and then the veto was used, and then Haley was going to work with me, and I made the 5K deal with y'all. I wasn't going to go back on the mosh pit. It just so happenstance.
Yeah.
And Barrett
We
is
haven't been
like,
talking about this for 2 weeks at this point. No, of course not.
literally. And Barrett is like, okay, but the night before the renom, you told me that Haley was the renom. So what happened? And she's like, I mean, I just realized Haley wasn't going to target me. And Barrett's like, right. Okay. And he's like, look, what's done is done. I feel like we could have locked in with Mallory and Melody if you did not nominate them. But now that you did, it is what it is. Also, I feel like I could have just won the HOH if that was the case. Like, if I knew this week was going to be this bad, I would have just won the HOH. And D-Lo, she keeps repeating this because I feel like she's
Sure,
kind of
Jan.
like, D's kind of like, okay, girl, whatever, which I kind of get. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't think I would, that would mean nothing to me. If I was D, you
Yeah.
saying, oh, if I would have just won the HOH, this wouldn't have happened. I would kind of just be like, well, then why didn't you win the HOH? Because D said earlier, she's like, I'm irritated. Oh, actually, after he leaves, she talks to the cameras. And she's like, I'm irritated because I'm actively winning all the comps and getting all the blood on my hands.
Yep.
I wouldn't have minded if you won and you didn't put up Mallory. You should have just fucking did it. So I see her irritation too, because someone from the alliance has to try for HOH. And none of you are. And it's like, Barrett, you could have done it, and Dee would have been fine with you not targeting Mallory. You just didn't do it, loser. So I see why she's irritated about that.
Well, I do think she would have still pushed, or she would have like poked around at like.
She would have tried
Mom.
her. She would have tried her best, and it's like she just wouldn't have been mad. She wouldn't have been upset if he didn't target Mallory and he put up Taylor, Lala, and Yash. She would have been fine with it. And it's like, you didn't want to win. So I almost feel like I understand why it's like, if it was me and you're literally telling me you chose not to win the HOH and you're mad at me what I'm doing with my HOH, a part of me would be like, shut the fuck up. Because you could have just won it and you could have kept us safe the way I'm keeping you safe. You're not on the block. So I see why it's a little irritating, but also you're right. She would have tried her best.
Yeah, it's also because socially, like, Barrett has this social standing where he's cool with a lot of people because he's never had to target them. He's never had to nominate anybody. So he just lays there like furniture for 7 weeks and just kicks it and does the minimum, says the minimum, never has to make big moves, never pushes back too far, mirrors people here and there, tells them what they want to hear, but not too much information. Yeah, that's why most people are like, oh yeah, Bear. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he's just there. He's not playing very hard. He's not a big threat. So I get it.
After this, Barrett goes downstairs and he talks to Yash. This conversation is a little bit longer. And Yash lets him know what Devins has told him. Devins has told him that he wants to keep Drew and he wants to evict Mallory. And Devins told him in his Devins way, he says, people want to keep Drew and people want to evict Mallory. And he's the house. And Yash is like, and that makes no sense. I don't understand why they want to keep Drew. And Barrett's like, I mean, it makes sense because Drew might be with them. And Yash is like, ooh. Which is dumb because if Drew's with them, he's a weirdo because they just put him on the block. And I think that sentence resonated with me so well. That's exactly how I feel. You are a weirdo for working with people who constantly undermine you and put you on the block over people who have quite literally never done anything to you. That is weird.
Yep.
And I wonder why. So there's that. Barrett confirms, he's like, after that blow up at the nomination ceremony, it probably solidified them with Drew a lot. So Barrett's revealing a lot of information. And Yash is like, I mean, look, we could say Mallory over Drew. We have me, we have you, we have Lala, we have Melody. If all of us vote right, Mallory's staying over Drew anyways, and we can blindside them. Barrett's like, I mean, what about if it's Mallory versus Taylor? And Yash is like, ooh, I probably have to vote out Mallory. No shade.
Yeah.
Like,
and I paused for a second there. I was like, you better not tell him you're voting Taylor out. You better not.
He was like, I probably have to vote out Mallory.
He controlled it.
He did. And he tried to like play it off as like, oh, I don't know that the votes would even be there for that situation because Drew would be evicting Mallory even in that instance, and Barrett knows that is actually true. So Barrett has the information that he's probably right. It would be a tie at most, even if Barrett voted to evict
and D breaks the tie.
Taylor, exactly, and D would break the tie. So it's like it's a sticky situation, and Yash is like, I'd prefer D to break a tie, honestly. So there's that. Yash then says that we could just make sure that Drew goes as long as Taylor and Mallory win. Drew can go regardless. And Barrett does say that maybe we could even save Mallory over Taylor if we flip Haley. So Barrett starts pitching this idea of flipping Haley. He thinks Yash will be down if they have all the votes. I don't know that Yash would be, but Yash is pretending for the most part that if they get Haley, that he'd be down too. And so Barrett is like, maybe I could talk to her and I could try to flip her. So put a pin in that. Barrett goes to talk to Mallory and Melody. And Barrett is like, look, the gag is Drew's sussing me the fuck out. And they're like, ooh, us too. And he's like, I feel like, he reveals to them that Drew was low-key not even feeling comfortable saving Mallory in the vote, appeasing the icons, etc. And he says, when it comes to Drew versus Taylor, I feel like, honestly, Drew could go. And Melody's like, you know what? Drew's my friend, but he's sussing me the fuck out too. He's another nominee. Okay, another, right. Icons. Mallory agrees that he's another nom for the icons. And Barrett is like, yeah, I mean, to be honest, both of us have been another number for the icons. Me and Drew have both been working with the icons since the beginning of the game. But if we have the votes against Drew and Taylor, we could evict Drew because he won't turn on them. And Melody's like, you know what? That fucking pisses me off because I've given him so many fucking chances to tell me if he's been with the icons. And we've been together since week 1. We've been together since week 1. So if that's the case, he could have fucking told me. And he hasn't fucking told me. You know what? I would be down. But if we do it, we need to form an alliance with Yash, Taylor, and Lala, Melody says. Barrett agrees. He's like, you're right. We would need to link up. It would be how many of that? That would be the 6 of us. And then if we vote out Drew, it would be 6 versus 4, but D can't play HOH, so it would be 6 versus 3 in the HOH. We'd have the numbers. Low key, we could do that. Bitch, momentum is picking up. It's getting a little crazy.
What a genius idea. Oh my God, there's 3 people just
no way
the icons are targeting and that they're targeting each other. And if we just talk to them a little bit and say, hey, let's do this, maybe even just for 1 vote, hey, maybe the whole game can change. I don't know. It's only been almost 2 months. What do you think?
No way. I will say, as of now, the crossovers are all together. Barrett could leave this room and fully not agree anymore.
Yeah,
but we'll see. But anyways, in this moment on the feed, on the update that I'm giving, Barrett says, look, Drew is gonna choose y'all, choose the icons over y'all every single time. And Melody makes a comment. She's like, Drew might not put us up though. And he's like, I mean, he wouldn't, but he ain't far from it, according to what he's been telling me. So there's that. Mallory then leaves and she talks to Angela and she campaigns to Angela. And she says, look, all I need is your vote because I have Drew, Barrett, Melody, and Yash. And Angela's like, oh, Yash won't keep you. And she's like, I mean, you can ask him because he's been telling me that he would keep me. And Mallory's like, look, Taylor is after the icons. She already said she wouldn't vote for y'all to win the game. She's not good for your game. She's 100% after you guys. She needs to go. I will say Mallory's campaign to Angela, I think, has worked. If Angela was not thinking about the game of the crossovers in this alliance, I genuinely think individually she would want to save Mallory because she has a way better connection with Mallory than she does Taylor, for sure.
And that's the difference between Dee and Angela. Like, hello, play self-interested. I don't give a fuck if I have a final 3, a final 2. If there's a vote and the person going home is not good for my game, I mean, we're about to be in jury. Like, you could lose in a final 2 by 1 vote. And this decision right here could make or break 750K or not. I'm sitting my 2 alliance members down and I'm like, look, y'all, I feel like I've been a good soldier. Like, I can't do this one. Like, I can keep it to myself. I don't need to like rally votes, but I'm also not going to vote Mallory out.
I almost think Angela should even vote Drew out over Mallory. Like, I don't know if that sounds crazy.
No, low-key.
It might be crazy because Mallory's like wanted to put up the icons and yada yada yada. But
never like Drew. Remember week 1 and 2, Drew was about to be her droopy eyes. Like he was about to be crazy eyes. Like
literally,
you can't trust that dude in a fucking jury. Like,
I will say if Angela saves Mallory, like Mallory probably wouldn't put her up at all. Like she probably put up all the people who evicted her as well. So there's that. Very interesting. But yeah, so she talks to her and Mallory says, please help me. And Angela says, I'll see what I can do, essentially. She does go to talk to Dee, but we'll get to that in a second because Barrett is still going to work. Barrett eventually he ends up talking to Mallory again, and he's letting her know that Drew sat there and he said it is what it is. He didn't fight back for you. It was pissing me off because I was in that conversation and I was trying to give them some type of pitches. I was trying to tell them what about the mosh pit. I was trying to tell them you wouldn't come after them. And Drew kind of just sat there and shut the fuck up. And Mallory's like, I will say, maybe there's a world where I keep Drew if he's willing to vote to keep me. And Barrett's like, I mean, or you could evict Drew and then we could form an alliance with Taylor, Lala, and Yash. As we were saying, it could be 6-3. And Mallory's like, ooh, that's T. And she also says, I think there's a world where Angela might keep me. What do you think about Angela? And Barrett's like, I mean, I think Angela might want, but I think she's also worried about the 4. I don't know that she could be swayed, but you could always try. So there you go. He also reminds her that Drew is telling him that Drew was telling Barrett that he'd vote to keep Taylor just to appease the icons, and that really pissed him off as well. Bitch, why are you appeasing the icons? Why aren't you just saving us? Etc. 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 It's getting real bad.
What makes me really nervous is both Mallory and Barrett for the last few hours before we got on here and all this shit was going down, kept saying, like, I'm feeling emotional right now. Like, and they weren't even saying it to each other. They were saying it, like, on their own, like, to Melody or to Yash or whoever. And that makes me nervous because we've seen these kind of, like flip excitement happen. And then, we came back to our senses and, you know, we were thinking irrationally. Like that would be fun but not good for us long term, and that's what I'm nervous about is they'll end up walking it back.
I think it's very emotional what Barrett is doing in this moment, and I do feel like my concern with this plan is that I actually don't think voting out Drew is the most amazing thing for his game. I love it. I love it personally. I love it as a viewer. I'm glad he's doing something or thinking about doing literally anything. But I don't know that's the right thing for his game necessarily.
Fun for the fans, bad for the player.
Yeah, Drew has said to the cameras that he's willing to take Barrett and save Barrett over Melody. Like that's not someone who you should necessarily want to go, especially over Taylor. Like I'm not the biggest fan of the gameplay for him to do it, but I'm a fan of it. And then even the way he's going about it, he's fully caught up. The crossovers are literally meeting because they saw Barrett doing all of this extra spiraling and they're telling him to calm the fuck down. I tweeted it. I'm like, the issue with you taking so long to start like trying to move the game in a certain direction is that when you do it, you don't really have the experience of how it feels and you don't know how to do it smoothly. You don't know how to make shit actually happen because you don't have the feel of what to do. So he's kind of done all of this stuff. Everyone knows he's doing it. The crossovers are now trying to calm him the fuck down from doing it. And then also, if it happens, they're going to be fully aware that it was you. That we see what you're doing.
And no matter what, even if they like chicken out and walk it back, they're already going to know that he tried. Like it's going to get back to them. It sounds like it already is back to them. And not just that, but that he talked to Taylor and Yash as well. And if those are your number one ops, like, and now like the Yash D thing, like,
I think he has to do it now. I think because he's talked to Taylor and Yash, and even Melody and like he's talked and Haley. He's talked to so many people about it.
He's talked to everyone except Lala.
You literally have to do it now, in my opinion, because and it's against Drew. It's too much. You've done too much, and that's kind of the problem with it. It's like you kind of should be cautious, and then doing all of this against Drew, I don't know is even the best move for you. I don't think you should be doing all this against Drew, and now you kind of are pigeonholed in a situation where it feels like you kind of need to now vote out Drew, where Drew going is not the best move for your game overall. Because Yash is even Yash is closer to Mallory and Yash, Taylor, and Lala are closer to Mallory and Melody than you. You're on the bottom of the new group that you're trying to make. You're number 6. So he is.
Yeah, I guess that's true too. I think Barrett is nervous about losing Mallory because it's like losing Mallory specifically before jury. I think if this was a week, like 2 weeks from now, or whatever this fuck ass twist is going to be tomorrow, like I think it'd be more like, okay, I get it. Like I'm maybe going to think about flipping. Like I'm still going to plant some seeds here and there and see like think deeper about my end game. But
Yeah.
losing Mallory, he knows Drew's gonna have Melody to himself. Like without
Uh-huh.
Mallory being there, he knows the three vets are closer to each other than they are to him. He's like starting
Yep.
to question like if D's willing to put up my other number one girl,
Yep.
like, and Drew, who's supposed to be another final two for me, she's willing to do anything that's gonna piss me off, like,
Yep.
especially if that money's on the line. So
And I
he
genuinely,
panics
although
for
I'm
good reason.
like, I genuinely prefer the like, regardless of whether I think it's the best for Drew to go for his game, which I don't. I'd prefer this him trying to actively claw through the game or
Yes,
climb through the game than for him to passively sit there and do nothing. Like,
of course.
because no shade, he even if he loses this way, you were losing the way you were going. The way the game was potentially going. Mallory going home is horrible. So it's
Yeah,
like I'd rather you lose clawing or trying or attempting to do something than lose doing fucking nothing. So I still
that part.
prefer this, truly. Melody then talks to Yash about the vote. She's like, look, I mean, we could save Taylor. No shade. We could save Taylor. We could have the votes to save Taylor. And Yash agrees and they count through the votes. And Melody's like, look, Drew's my guy. He's my friend. But he's given me a million reasons not to trust him. And I've given him a million chances to tell me.
Yeah.
Melody's main thing is that she just wanted Drew to admit to her that he was working with other people.
Just be honest, bro.
And that was it, which I honestly don't think would have been a bad thing to do. I've
yeah.
never minded the concept of Drew telling Melody he's working with them. Like, it
He could
doesn't
have
do
done it
anything.
3 weeks ago, literally.
Yeah, she's gonna target them anyways. She's not gonna tell anyone about it. It doesn't really change anything that's happening in the game. Melody's targeting them. They're still not gonna target a Melody for it. Like, it quite literally does nothing but make your bond with Melody stronger. But I think he just doesn't value her as a game player. I don't think he trusts her. I don't think he trusts her to tell her. I don't think he trusts her game sense to give her the information. He just does not value her as a player in the game, so he doesn't care to do it. Which is why I hope she votes his ass out.
I agree. And I think he does, like, he's very insecure and he values the vets and wants to kiss their ass and wants their approval so bad. It's giving like teacher's pet, like, I don't know, whatever. Clearly he has like racist deep seated issues, but like, I don't know. This feels weird because like even the fact that like Barrett, who people have been calling furniture since day one, is waking up before you're even close to thinking about doing it for real is like such a red flag. Yeah, you're on the fucking block.
Devin talks to Barrett, and he's noticing what Barrett is doing. And Barrett straight up asks him, he's like, look, if you need me to calm down the crazy, let me know. And Devin's like, well, no, you can go crazy. Do whatever you want. I hate when Devin does that. Girl, just this man straight up asked you and you lied to him and now y'all having a whole crossovers meeting. Like, that would have irritated the fuck out of me. But Devin's is like, no, go crazy. Don't go crazy. Do what you want. I don't care. I don't want to push you down a road that you're not comfortable with. And Barrett's like, look, I just know the relationship I have with Taylor is not there. I would rather Mallory stay, to be honest. And Drew ends up walking in on this conversation, and Devin's is asking, like, so is that the way we're going? Like, are we going with the Mallory thing? Like, are we down with that? And Drew's like, yeah, for sure. I'm definitely, I already told D that I'm voting out Mallory over Taylor for sure, you know, doing his little up they ass thing. And Barry's like, I just feel like we could have stuck with the alliance. He starts complaining. They're in the storage room. He puts his head back on the shelf. He's bothered. He's like, I just feel like, why the fuck is it two mosh pit on the block? And we put the other one up, and it could have just been the three other people. It literally could have been simple. It could have been Lala, Taylor, Josh, Renam, Haley. It's easy. All of us could have did the same thing. Next week, I'm like, we could all just do the same thing because they're all still here. Like, we could literally have just done that. He's very irritated. Very irritated,
as he should be. And the thing is, like, even if Haley wasn't here, I feel like even then he would be a little less upset because it's like,
I think so
okay,
too.
you made a deal with Yash. That's a secret between us and the crossovers. Like, I get it. That's best for your game. This sucks, but like, you're trying to have this other piece, that you fucked over, and it's coming back to you anyways, like in the game, but I get to have no pieces. And this is always where alliances fall apart. It's like, oh, you want to have your cake and eat it too, but I get no cake or ice cream. Like, fuck that.
Exactly. Angela talks to D, and she advocates for Mallory a little bit. And every time she does this, D is like, girl, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like she got to go regardless. Like, and it's just like, I mean, Mallory's telling me like she has the votes and that she'll have the 4 and it'll be fine and da 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 da. And D's like, I mean, it doesn't really matter. What I really want to know is what are we gonna do if Yash tells them about that 5K? And Angela's like, I mean, girl, I think it is what it is. I don't know that we can really do anything. And D and Angela like D keeps asking like, what if Yash tells about the 5K? What if Yash tells about the 5K? And they keep coming to the conclusion that they can't do anything about it. And the issue is like it's kind of the same situation with the Barrett situation. Like, what if Barrett does find out that all 3 of the icons are safe with Yash's 5K, and y'all essentially fed him to the slaughter of Yash? Like, that would piss me the fuck off. And you're taking out Mallory? Like, oh please. You didn't even take out Haley, you took out Mallory. Like, it would irritate me even more. So although D and Angela are like, oh, we can't do anything about it, it's like the reason you're constantly asking is because you know there's a potential concern. So you should be trying to do something about it, figure something out. I even said, I was like, I don't know that she should have done all 3 of the icons. I think I get it. I get why she did it. And I won't say that she shouldn't have done that. But I'm just like, if it comes out, what do they do? Like, I don't have a good answer. No, sure I am.
Yeah, like if Yash snitches about his power.
Yeah, if he just tells them next week, he's like, honestly, Barrett and what if he wins the next HOH? He just tells Barrett, he's like, the gag is the icons have made a deal with me, and I took it because she said she was going to take me out if I didn't take it, so that way I would have to put up you and Drew. Like, that's literally what happened. I have to put up you and Drew. That's literally
well, that's why I think he's not telling them, because if he tells them, they're not going to feel like they can move forward in an alliance with him and flip this vote.
Which
so I think it's smarter he doesn't say anything for now.
I don't think he should say anything either. I think that's the thing. I think that's what's fine about it is that Yash, it's not beneficial for Yash. Well, it depends, because it could be beneficial to encourage Barrett to be more against the icons. But it's like maybe in the world that Yash says, I'm throwing every HOH because if I win it, the icons forced me to have to put you up and target you. So I'm going to just throw. Then it's like, well, I mean, I don't have to be mad at Yash because he's going to throw everything. You know, it depends how he frames it, you know?
Well, she told Barrett about the Yash thing, because wasn't that her reasoning for not putting him up?
She told Barrett she's safe with Yash. He doesn't know that Devins and Angela also can't be nommed, because that's the only problem. If D just being safe, I think is fine. The fact that he can't nom Devins or Angela, it's like you're forcing Yash to nominate Barrett.
Yeah, I think the only issue again is like if Barrett is counting, because when he was talking to folks about flipping, he said like 6 versus 3, right? Like because D can't compete in the HOH now, or 6 versus, is it 3 or 4?
Yeah, it would be 3 because D can't compete.
3. Yeah, so we have 67% chance, 2/3 chance of winning this next HOH. If we flip it, and then it's just Devins, Angela, and Haley competing against the rest of us. Now, if he knows Yash can't win and make the noms he wants, that might change things for this flip. So if I'm Yash, maybe I'm telling him after the flip tomorrow.
I think wait. Honestly, I don't know that Yash ever has to tell them, but I'm like, there might be a world where it makes sense to tell them eventually someday. But
because they're gonna know it's them going up for him. He's not gonna nom Lala and Taylor if he doesn't have to.
Exactly. So there's that. Angela and Dee continue their conversation, and Dee talks about Drew and that Drew could just throw the blockbuster to Mallory, which honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I thought might be a potential thing that Barrett tried to push. I thought Barrett was gonna push Drew to throw it. I didn't think Barrett was gonna flip the vote on Drew to go home. I thought he was gonna try to convince Drew.
Well, he's kind of trying to do both, because Drew mentioned it. Yeah, and Barrett did say like, yeah, that's not, like, I think so, or that makes sense, or that's a good idea. So like, yeah, I don't think he wants to push too hard, because that's messy as fuck. Like, if Drew goes back to the vets and says Barrett's been like encouraging me to throw this blockbuster, that's another red flag. But at this point, if you're gonna flip the vote anyways, fuck it, I guess.
Yeah, I kind of feel like shit. You already went to Haley. Might as well try everything at this point. Dog, Haley, dog. So there's that. After this, Dee talks about how they need to be careful with Haley. They need to watch Haley and hover over her all week, because if they flip the vote, it would be Haley's vote that they need, which Barrett has already kind of got ahead of them on. No shade. So there's that. And then Dee also talks about the best case scenario next week is if Barrett wins HOH. And Angela was like, girl, are you sure?
Yeah.
Angela kind of has her finger on the pulse a little bit more than D, because she's like, are you sure? And D's like, yeah, I mean, Bear's not going to go against us. If Bear goes against us, it's game over. I'll go nuts.
Yeah,
I'll
game
go
over
off.
for you, homegirl.
Oh, and she knows it, which is why she'd be mad about it. So
because
meanwhile,
Devon's his best case for them, right? For the vet side
to win HOH?
HOH, yeah, of course.
Him or Angela?
Yeah,
I think Devon's. I mean, I think Devon's, because Angela would be like, oh, I don't want to put up Lala or something's crazy,
or Haley,
and it's like, girl, we need all of them up. So I think Devon's his best case, specifically for D. That's the guy.
Yeah.
The feeds cut away from them for a little bit, and we see Melody and Mallory have a conversation. And we heard that Mallory told Barrett she was going to talk to Melody about voting out Drew. So this is the conversation they're having, and we're in the middle of it. Melody's like, look, I'm not gonna lie, my heart feels ripped out of its chest, bro. My heart just feels ripped out of its chest, bro. Even I know we're talking about Drew, but even Barrett, they've been lying to us for the last, what is it, 5 weeks, 6 weeks,
7 weeks, 7 weeks.
7 weeks. They've been fucking lying to us. Like, it's fuck them, bro. I just don't fucking like them, bro. I don't fucking like them. And Mallory's like, so look, I think we should do it. I think we should vote out Drew. I think we should. Like, you mean to tell me you're gonna vote me out next to Taylor? Over Taylor? You're gonna vote me out over Taylor?
God forbid.
God forbid.
I think the craziest part of this is they know how much Drew hates Taylor. Like, yeah, genuinely, literally. It's not like something he's forcing. Like, he genuinely hates this woman, which is disgusting. So it's like, you're gonna keep her over a FAP?
Just to eat the icon's ass, like that. Yeah. That's pissing them off. It is. Mallory says, I will say, if we get Angela to flip and Drew flips back, maybe I'll consider keeping him. And Melody's like, honestly, my thing is, he should go either way. Honestly, because what the fuck you mean you're gonna vote out Mallory? What the fuck you mean you're doing it just to appease the icons? You're fucking pathetic. You're fucking pathetic. And you think for 1 second Devins would take you over D? You're an idiot. Melody low key, bro. Ass. But this is what pisses me off about Melody. She'll do all of this hoopla, and then she'll be giggling and kikiing the next day. Like, that's why I need it. Like, it's hot right now. They're about to go to sleep. Tomorrow they're all gonna have to get ready. Like,
a brand new morning. Yeah.
I hope this heat and energy travels to the next day, because I will say, like, they could get very busy tomorrow. The lockdown could be early because of the twist in the 1000th episode. Like, if they don't have enough time to ruminate, maybe Melody can stay in this angry like mindset and still vote him out. Like, I need her to stay right here.
Oh God, they fucking disappointed us so many times. Like, for almost 2 months, they've disappointed us. It makes my stomach hurt.
They have.
But it's like, fucking Mallory has spent this whole week pacing back and forth in different rooms because she's so angry at D, and you have it all in front of you. And the fact that Melody was the one more anti-Drew than she was.
Yep.
I'm like, I want to scream. Like, y'all are really playing with my emotions.
Like, literally. So Drew comes in mid Drew bashing, and they start asking him questions. They're like, so if we get Angela, Mallory has the votes, doesn't she? And Drew's like, oh, wait, what numbers do you think they have? And they're counting the numbers, and they count Yash in the numbers. And Drew's like, oh, I mean, do you think Yash would do it? Do you think he would do it? And Melody's like, he would definitely do it. Do you want to ask him? Do you want to ask him? You can. Melody's like, you can ask him. You can ask him. And Drew's like, oh, I'm not talking to Yash. I'm not talking to Yash till after Blockbuster, because, you know, he's coming after me anyways. I'm not talking to Yash. Which, one is a lie, because he actually talked to Yash last night. They actually had a conversation. So
Drew did?
Drew did talk to Yash. Yeah. They did have a conversation.
So, I mean, those two bullshit each other a lot, because they're ops for sure now.
Literally. But I feel like he's clearly saying he's not talking to Yash because he doesn't want to confirm the votes, because he doesn't want to vote for her. Right. But that's the thing. Everything he's saying in this conversation, Melody and Mallory are thinking 10 times more about. So they're like really listening.
Now they're just waiting for him to like get himself caught up, basically.
Yeah, literally. And Mallory is like, why are you more mad at Yash? Like, you don't like Yash. Why are you more mad at Yash than you are than the icons? The icons are the one who put us up. And she was like, yeah, but Yash wants me out. And I was like, right, but Yash didn't put you up. D put you up. Yash literally just won HOH and didn't put you up. D put you up. And we formed an alliance with them. We had an alliance.
Yes.
And they put you up. And Drew was like, you're right. I'm mad at the wrong people. You're right. You're right. And I was like, okay, so do you think Angela would do it? Do you think Angela would save it? He's like, I don't think so. I mean, honestly, Haley's the best bet. Haley's the best bet. And Melody has to get up. She's like, honestly, I'm going to excuse myself. She gets up and she leaves the room. She leaves the room. When it's just Mallory and Drew, Mallory starts asking Drew, like, what is he hearing? Is he hearing that the vote is in the, what is he hearing? And Drew's like, I'm hearing that it's undecided. And she said, from who? And he said, Barrett. And when he said Barrett, Mallory, like, because it's like she already knows what Barrett's feeling and what Barrett told her. So it's like you blaming the undecidedness on Barrett is horrible. So there's
so that. It means, and it's like also Drew, it means you are decided. So
right. That actually is what that means. Barrett is talking to Yash and Taylor in the meantime, and they are discussing saving Drew, which is why I'm like, Barrett has already done a lot of work.
This was the conversation where I stood up. I was like, I picked up the iPad and I was like, I'm up. Like, I'm gonna start doing fucking push-ups because until he talked to Taylor and Yash, I didn't feel like shit was real because I don't trust these people at all.
Yep. So Taylor's concern is we would have to get Melody to also vote Drew out. Correct. If she can stay. And Barrett is like, honestly, I think we could do it. If we do it, it'll be the 6 of us versus the 4 of them. And the HOH, it'll be the 6 of us versus the 3 of them. And Taylor's like, look, I hope so. I hope you're down because Barrett, I know you're cool with them. And last week, I understood why you had to vote out Kamu. That made sense. But if you do it this week, you're giving them the game. Barrett, as a super fan, I'm just letting you know you're giving them the game.
Keep going, Taylor. Keep going.
She should. And then y'all starts getting hype about blindsided them. Barrett's like, we just got to keep this under wraps. We have to keep this under wraps. And y'all's like, honestly, yes, because these bitches haven't been blindsided in 51 days. 51 days. They haven't been blindsided one time.
Keep going, Yash. Keep going, Yash.
As they should. After this, Barrett goes, he talks to Haley. That man's going to work about Mallory. No,
that's when he went to Haley, all of us were like, no
shade, because girl, what? So Haley, he's asking Haley about He's asking Dog about her decision on the vote between Mallory and Taylor. And Haley's just repeating the arguments they told her early in the day. She's like, well, Mallory wouldn't put up a bunch of different people. Taylor might nominate me, but Mallory is better at comps, so she's the more of the issue. And Barrett's like, but Taylor isn't going to put up Yash or Lala at all. And Haley is like, Mallory wouldn't put up Yash, you, Drew, Melody. Like, it's kind of leaving her with only a certain amount of options, which I will say for Haley's game, both of them really got to go. But I do think Mallory is the move. Like, I think Mallory is strategically is the better move for Haley's game. Because even though Taylor doesn't like Haley as a person, Taylor, I don't think would target Haley. I really don't. I think she knows.
Yeah, but she probably does put her up almost every time. Like, the problem is that Haley is either a nom or a renom for both sides.
For both, like that's why I think it's kind of like equally bad. You're either a nom or a renom for both groups of people, for either Mallory or Taylor. But maybe Mallory is better at winning HOH. And then also, Mallory has 4 people in. Because this is in the vote with Mallory versus Taylor. Drew would still be here. And it's like, in this world, you're taking out Taylor, and now it's just Yash and Lala, a group of 4 in the icons. And that's why I'm like, I don't know. Or maybe that's good for her, because then the group of 4 will be everyone's target. Like, maybe like keeping the group, but I just feel like that's risky, honestly.
Yeah, it is very risky. I think the problem for Dog is that she's more loyal to the icons, but they already have their lapdog. So it's like, and he's on the block, and they don't give a fuck. Like, their loyalty only goes one way. Like, you're gonna be loyal to me, but I don't give a fuck about you. Whereas almost everybody else in the house, even Drew is actually probably the most loyal person. To a fault, to his own detriment. Like, everybody else has kind of proven low key that there can be a loyal player. Like, I'm looking at the board and I'm like, the vets are the only ones that have consistently switched up on people. Like, anyone else that switched up, it's because they had a good reason, because they got screwed over first. So.
Exactly. So Bear starts counting the votes. He's like, look, Mallory could stay. She could have the votes. And he includes Yash. And he's like, oh, Yash isn't voting her to stay because Yash earlier told me that he would rather Taylor stay. And Bear's like, oh, interesting. And Haley's like, Interesting. So they've heard two different things. I actually don't think this is as interesting as they're making it. It could have simply just been that Yash thought Taylor was supposed to stay, and then now he thinks Mallory. Like they haven't been telling Yash all of the information
Yeah,
consistently. So it's
that's
like
true.
honestly, this is less interesting than they made it seem to be, but they made it a
I
thing,
agree.
so I'm making it a thing. But anywho, Haley agrees with Barrett that she will try again to convince the icons, Dee and Angela, to save Mallory. So she does. She goes right up to Dee and Angela, and they've been talking this whole time, but the cameras have been on everyone else because a lot of other shit was going on. And she enters the room and she's like, look, Dee, you're going to have to break the tie. You're going to have to break the tie because Yash is not actually voting out Taylor. Mallory, he's voting out Taylor. And Dee's like, hold on, go back. What's going on? Who are you talking to? She's like, I was talking to Barrett. And Barrett let me know that the votes with Mallory versus Taylor, it could be a tie because Josh is actually voting to evict Taylor instead of voting to evict Mallory. And then they were like, oh, wow, I thought he was voting. They have a whole thing about it. Who cares? And Dee's like, you know what? It doesn't matter. I'll break the tie. It's fine. I'll break the tie. I'll break the tie. It is what it is. It is what it is. And Haley's like, I will say, like, I want to bring it up one more time. Do we want Taylor and jury? Do we want Taylor and jury? Like, do we? And Dee and Angela are like, girl, we don't know when jury starts. It doesn't matter. Yada, yada, yada. They subdue her very quickly. And Haley's like, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm voting with you guys. I'm not going to go against you guys. And she made a good point to Barrett in the storage. She said, you see that my hands are tied because I've never worked with the people who I'm about to vote with. Like the people you're asking me to vote with, I've never worked with Yash, Taylor, or Lala. I've been working with Dee and Angela before. So you see why it's difficult. And when she's talking to Dee and Angela, she's like, I'm going to vote with you guys. And I do think that does make sense. Like on paper, like she genuinely does not strategically talk to Taylor or Lala or Melody or Mallory or really
the other ulterior motive is this like ugly conversation they've had, right? About like racism or whatever that they keep cutting the feeds on that Taylor had with Thog in the last few days. And low key, like, because I saw some discourse on Twitter about this too, is like Haley wants to bury that. Like, if I can get rid of a conversation about me being a racist Karen pre-jury, that's great for me. I'm not going to vote against that. So
even
that's
in this
nasty work.
Even in this convo, she made the comment like, yeah, and I had that conversation with Taylor, which is crazy because I was closest with Chuck. Chuck was my best friend in the house. And it's like, oh girl, that's not a reason. And you know what? Bitches was pissing me off in the comments of the Kamu thing. They're like, oh, I respect Kamu for his answer. All Kamu fucking said was I have relatives and friends who are black and I know gay people. That don't mean shit.
It was bullshit. He ducked all the smoke about like the George Floyd shit and him talking about being gay is a sin in all of his posts and likes and shit. Like he totally ducked your question. But shout out to you, Pharaoh, and shout out to Reality Kingdom for putting this shit on the floor and asking the questions that other people are too afraid to ask. Fuck that.
Thank you. So there you go. Haley tries. It doesn't really work. But then they get to the conversation of, if there's a vote between Drew and Mallory, we need to make sure Drew stays. And he's like, oh, girl, we have the votes for Drew and Mallory. And Haley's like, do we have the votes? And then it's like, I mean, why wouldn't we? And she's like, Barrett, the way he approached me in that storage room, I don't know that we have Barrett. And it's just like, oh my God, he might evict Drew.
I thought we were going to get another big Angela crash out. She's so frightening. She's so scary. She's going to blow at any time. She's going to explode.
Scary. She's going to explode.
Girl, she's aggressive. She scares me.
I would genuinely, like, despite all the joking, I would genuinely be afraid that Angela would snap. Like, she might do anything. I don't know. So, yes, but no, she was starting to, her hand was in her head. She was, oh, guys, I don't know. I was like, oh, calm down. Take it easy. But Dee started kind of getting a little concerned. She's like, wait, you don't think so? You genuinely think, Angela, you really think that he would do that? I don't know that he would do that. And they were like, yeah, honestly, he could evict him. And then and then Haley was like, oh, wait, no, they don't have Melody. And Angela was like, they could have Melody. And that's the thing. I will say, despite Angela's weird, snappy paranoia, she's the most correct. They definitely could have Melody and they definitely could have Barrett. Like
the funniest part about this, Pharaoh, is that like Dee was not taking Haley serious. Like Angela was crushing, and the thing is like Dee knows that Angela will be overly paranoid, And the problem is
Hmm.
because she doesn't respect Haley's judgment, she kind of brushed this off. Whereas
Yep.
Angela was freaking out. Dee's just always placating, just like in the back of her head, she's thinking, "Get this thog out of my fucking bathroom."
Yep.
Like
She does not
I'm just
like
nodding
her.
my head until she goes away.
She was talking shit about her before she even came up because she was irritated that Haley brought up the four with Drew in the room. Like she was very irritated with her.
Yeah.
But D is like, honestly, if he does that, I mean, it'll just show him that he's against us. And Haley, which I will say Haley was making a lot of sense here too. Haley was like, well, I mean, if
Yeah.
he's against us, then it's just us four versus everyone. And D got real
Right.
quiet after that. She was like, well, then it's just the icons and Haley. D got real quiet, but Angela's like, we'll just have to win HOH. Haley, we have to do it. We have to win it. So there you go. Barrett then quickly talks to Mallory again, and Mallory has the plan to remind Haley about the fact that the icons were happy and giddy and laughing when they flipped the boat on her, and she feels like that she needs to use this as a reason to flip Haley, which I live to.
Do it.
I live. And then Haley talks to Drew and Devins, and Haley is talking about Yash and how she's concerned that Yash is lying about his vote. And we came in the halfway of this conversation, but it's clear she's talking to Drew and Devins about the same thing she just talked to Angela and Dee about, that Barrett approached her and that he's potentially trying to do these other things and convince her to do something with the vote, and that Yash has lied about his vote too. So Mallory could stay next to Taylor and et cetera, et cetera. So when she leaves, Devins is like, Barrett is freaking everybody the fuck out. He's freaking everybody the fuck out right now. People are going to turn on him, and then they're going to turn on you and vote you out. That's what the fuck is happening. We need to kind of wrangle him in and get him under the control. And that was the last combo I had, which is probably why we got the crossovers meeting. Wow, live because of this. Shit has happened on the feeds. Chat, let us know what's been going on the feeds, because we're going to get into it. Get into the Patreon. Tomorrow, we are at the 1,000th episode. Lee and I will be live on Patreon watching the 1,000th episode. Easy, what is the twist going to be? Do you have a prediction?
I think it's gonna be some sort of bullshit like like a version of the hamster wheel, but like something different. Because I
think so too.
Because they were doing the math, and I think Angela or someone was talking about like there's too many people in this house left for us to be week 7. Like, is there gonna be like 2 doubles? I think 2 people are going home.
Damn, I don't know why, but some form of bracket is coming to me, like a head-to-head. In my mind, I keep envisioning like I don't know if that's why, but I keep envisioning like not necessarily a bracket, fucking bracket. I'm envisioning a head-to-head. Like there's a competition, you and this person have to complete it, and whoever gets done first is safe. And then there's gonna be 10 of them. So it's like the 5 people who lose the head, and then 5 people who wins the head-to-heads will be safe, and then something's gonna happen after that. I don't know why that's what I'm thinking of, but girl, that's what I'm thinking of. So we'll see. We move. Get into the Discord. We're in there talking it up all the time. Of course, join the bracketology.
The Discord was jumping today, yo.
They were. It was.
Get in there and talk to us. If you want to know what's going on feeds, get in the Discord as well.
Period. When it's hype, y'all. Get into it. Bracketology. I chose Lala, so I must have gotten some points this episode. Let's see. -5. Oh, they haven't added the point. They haven't added the points yet.
I'm such a Kaya in bracketology. I don't even want to look.
Oh Lord. You should, and tell us where you're at. Get into the Reality Rewind. Vote for one of these 10 shows. Get into the schedule. We have other things going on other than Big Brother, and a lot of stuff is coming up in September. Traders, New Blood, Survivor 51, Amazing Race, Golden Ticket. So get into all of the new stuff coming up as well. And of course, every single day we're live talking Big Brother. Every single night we're live talking Big Brother.
Right here. Every damn night.
Period.
You don't have to wait till the next morning, because we got you
tonight.
Evening, the same day.
Thank you. All right. Let's get into these feeds, because bitches is still talking. Easy.